together one more time. Can you, I got like a little white fan in my, I think it's right beside my toy. Look for a lighter flashlight. I think something somewhere. Oh yes, if you want to present your offering at this time, you can do that too. It's just a great time to do that. It'd be great if you want to do that as we get our minds and hearts ready to receive teaching and things of that nature. As awesome as that. St. John chapter, John chapter 15. Light in him. All right, so we've been learning how to just I won't hold you long. We've been learning to stay with him. So he says, I am the true vine, and my father is the vine dresser, or he's the husbandman who keeps the plants in the farm going. He just keeps it going. And so just a little snippet of how they usually, when I was with my grandfather, he would play around with the soil and and have the tiller that would dig up the ground and make everything ready for the seed, plant the seed. And then when things begin to bud, he would still go out there and tend to the potatoes and the green beans and the cucumbers and the onions and the cabbage that he had in his little garden. We call it gardening, I guess, because it's small, but he still was farming because he was a dresser on that. He just didn't have no, well, I think he might have had animals back in the day. I don't know, but all I've ever seen him do is vegetables. And so they would, if it was too dry, they would take the water hose and begin to sprinkle it. At that time, sometimes we didn't have the nozzles, so they would let the water have the force and put your finger over the hole to sort of spray and let it feel like raindrops, look like raindrops, so it wouldn't. You just get the plants wet and things of that nature. And then the sun would come out, and it would do its work. And then we gotta don't forget this. We have the wind. The wind is involved with the plants as well because it continues to blow what it does. The wind bloweth where it listeth. Now it does what it does its work as well. So we have water, and I think Sister T says she's been watering this thing, and we won't do it long. There's been water, so we have water, and then we have water. I had a light, but I couldn't find it. And we also have the sun, the flashlight, the sun that does that brings heat, which causes growth. This thing really needs the sun because the plants are coming away. And then all this combination, these combinations, because the sun never stops shining, even though the clouds there is still shining, and the wind is going. Yes. So we have the water, when it comes. So this is amazing. All this is going on. This is going on, and it may not be gushing at the time, but wind is still moving. Air is still moving. The sun is still shining. The moon comes out, still does its work, just for these plants, just for the plants and stuff to grow, so that we can have food. And then in the mornings, which is amazing. So if there's not a rain at the time, like the dew in the morning, the dew is coming out there. It's coming out there making water at the same time to give moisture to the ground. It's all working at the same time. Y'all follow me? Okay. And so he says, I am the true vine. So the vine, we're learning, some of y'all probably already knew, is this. This part is the vine. This part is the vine that goes down into the ground, takes root. And then these branches are this. The little stem right there with the leaves and the fruit of it hangs off of the vine. All right, that's what he says. Every branch in me, this is the branch that does not bear fruit, he takes away. Who takes away? The vine dresser takes the branch away. So I don't know, some apple tree. Oh, that apple tree out there, you probably can pay attention to that. That apple tree out there. Y'all remember that apple tree? Am I online right now? Okay, we'll leave it alone. You remember Steph? Oh, she don't remember. The apple tree when the lady brought the apples and everything, trying to, at the tent service over there. Oh, okay, we won't expose all that right now. And so that apple tree, if you notice something, the branches are dead, and there's part of it that's still alive. And honestly, we need to get rid of the dead, which we're going to do. Get rid of the dead part, because if not, it's going to mess up the live part. That's amazing to me. The live part can't take over the dead, but you got to get rid of the dead in order for it won't kill the whole tree. Yeah. So when you go out there, maybe tonight, if it's not too dark, and you can look and you'll see the life and the death, because it's not bearing any fruit. So what does the dresser do? Who cares for the yard? He gets rid of it for the growth of the tree. So the tree can produce fruit, because if the deadness is still there, it will not produce any apples. Now, I think last year, since we've been here pushing 9 years, the first year was it the first year or the second year? Might have been the second year when the apples thing was made, pie or something like that. It was disgusting. It tasted terrible. And Steph was like, we're not doing this. She went into defense mode, but she don't remember. But so we got to get rid of the dead. So he gets rid of the dead part of it, so the tree can continue to grow. The vine dresser does that because he's paying attention to the tree. So if he says, every branch in me that does not bear fruit, because the fruit shows what the type of activity that's going inside the vine. All right? There's life stuff going on, and then it's able to produce fruit. The leaves with stuff will get bigger, apples, strawberries, oranges, all that stuff will pop out of the branches, because what's going on in the vine, and that the branch is connected to the vine. All right? And every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes. Prunes means he cuts. Now, I don't see any dead things on here. So let's just imagine he just cuts off the dead part. Did y'all hear that? Okay, so he cuts just the dead part off. Not the whole thing, just the dead part. Because it hinders the growth of the branch that's to produce fruit. The vine doesn't produce fruit. It produces the branches that come from the fruit, as long as it's connected to the vine. All right? So the branches, all right? So he says, he prunes it that it may bear or carry or born or to produce more fruit. Just that one vine alone can produce more fruit. All right? You got that, everybody? Okay. As we move on, verse number 3. Already, I'm reading from the ESV version. Already you are clean because of the word that have spoken to you. Already you're clean. I'm not going to deal much on that, but you're already clean through the word that he's already spoken. Verse 4 says, abide in me. Abide in me. All right. Abide in me and I in you. All right. So, stay with me. That's what the word abide means. To remain or to dwell. Stay with me. Now, in this setting here in John chapter 13 and 14, where we got to look at the setting. The setting, they're having a dinner. They're finishing, they're full. And now he's teaching them about the Holy Spirit. You have to receive the Spirit in order to have to remain in him, to have his joy, his voice to show you, to lead you, guide you into all truth. And he's letting them know, but you have to stay with me though. You understand what I'm saying? You have to stay with me. Now this is a dinner setting. They're in the upper room. They're in the upper room and they're eating. They had just finished eating and everything. And he's talking to these people, teaching them that he's about to leave. Because chapter 13, I'm about to go. I'm glad I'm eating this Passover with you because I'm about to die in just a few hours. Because they're coming. So he's preparing the hearts. He said, let your heart not be troubled. Because they were troubled because he just told them they're going to come and get me in just a little while. So he's preparing the hearts. Are you understanding the setting? Glory to God. So he's preparing them about staying with him even though he's gone. But my spirit, because he's teaching them about the new covenant, what the new covenant is going to look like. Not stones, but me, my words, my voice is going to be in your heart. Oh, can you go get that heart, the brain for me? It'll get both of them because we need the male and the female. I'm going to be in you. I want to be in you. So, but you got to stay. All right? You have to remain in him. That's what he said. And I in you. You stay with me, I'm going to stay with you. As a branch cannot, just say it right there. As a branch cannot bear fruit by itself. All right. So this branch that I plucked off on purpose has been pushing a month, maybe, something like that. And here's how the discoloration and everything. Now, I still have it because it's supposed to be going to church. And though it's still around, but it's not connected to him. It has nothing to do with coming to a building or the assembly or a street service or a tent service or some kind of conference. It has nothing to do with the strategies like business people do to give you these strategies to try to build your business. He said, stay with me. Just remain, dwell, and live with me. Live with me. Abide in the vine. And so I came in today, and I guess, I don't know if because it's not been outside, which probably need to do better with that. It's not been outside. Here's one branch has fell off, the branch of it. The branch is still stem, right? And then this one I just looked at it and it just came off. It just fell off today. Fell off today. So there's three of them. One who's been going almost about 4 or 5 weeks. He's showing, and this one looks like it's maybe going about 1 or 2 right there. And this one just looked like it just happened today. Yeah. So the progression of staying with him shows what goes on in our minds because it reflects on the outside. All right? I'm going to show. This one has just been 5 weeks not remaining with the vine, though it's close to the vine, and though it's had maybe a little bit of sunlight, just a very little from in here, and then Sister T has been watering it as well, and has a little cold area. It was cold in here when I walked in today. I'm like, sure. So that's probably why y'all are warm, because I had knocked that chill out. I just couldn't take it. So it was cold in here. All right. And so these things, just because you are close to the vine or going to church does not mean that you are productive and producing fruit. You're just around. He said, stay with me. Okay? So he says, as a branch cannot bear fruit by itself. It just cannot. He was showing them, you're not going to be able to do. All right, let me read on. Unless it abides in the vine. You cannot bear no fruit, okay, unless you abide in me. There will be no fruit of my ways of what I'm showing you. Now, these disciples, you got to remember, they were fishermen, and they were ones that a rabbi who seen them did not think they were able or capable to being taught. a teacher. So that's why they went back home to go fish. So when Yahusha came, and he seen him, he said, come follow me. They knew what follow me meant. He seen something in me. And so he's going to train me to be his learner. So everything that he did, they could do. They could open up, and he was the baddest teacher because none of them were doing nothing like that. So he could open up blinded eyes. He could cause the lame to walk. The dead could get up. The dumb could hear. The dumb could talk. The deaf could hear. The crippled, they could cast out demons that were in people. They did it all. They were like, whoa, because they seen him do it. They walked like him. They talked like him. That's why Peter, when Peter was far away and it was at the bonfire trying to stay warm and everything, when he was being crucified, they were like, you talk like him. You talk like him. He said, I don't know that man. And then went on a little while later, and was like, are you sure? You look like you've been hanging around because your mannerisms, I had someone tell me some time ago, maybe a few weeks ago or something, and Lee was walking, and they was like, wow, he walks just like you, and so, but he's been around me. So he should be, I was in front of him. Does it make sense? So when you're connected to him, you're going to act like him. When you're connected to him, I didn't say connected to a church. I said connected to him. When you're connected to him, your behavior, it don't matter what, you're going to a Presbyterian, Methodist church, you're going to just act like him, period. And then if you're not being fed well at the place you're at, he will lead you to another place to give you more understanding. That's just what he does. And it has nothing to do to the assembly where you're at. It has to be that you're connected to him. And you will produce life. Life will come from this. It says the fruit of the Spirit, which you're going to be good, you're going to be kind, you're going to be slow to anger, you're going to have mercy, you're going to be gracious, you're going to love people. That's the characteristics of him in you because it flows in the Bible. You ain't going to be smarting off and being sassy lips. You're not going to have it. And if you connect to him, you're not going to have, it's not going to be hard to get rid of that old nature. Now, if you're connected to him. Now, if you land beside the vine, you're going to have a hard time. But if you're connected to him, no. Because that's what he says, come to me and be yoked up with me. He said, because my yoke, because I'm heavier and I'm stronger than you, is easy. And the burden, you ain't going to worry about. I'll be carrying the burden. It's light for you. That's what he says. And so he wants us, all of us, not a part of us, because there's no, let's just read. And so he says, I am the vine. He was showing, I am the vine. I am like this tree. With that apple tree out there, Lord, have mercy. Can you open that? Open those things right there, if you don't mind. I am the vine. The vine is the tree, is the stem that comes out of the ground. And he says, you are the branches. Open that one right there. It'd be great so they can sort of see the deadness and the life. He says, you are the branches. We are the branches of him. Can y'all sort of see that tree out there? For those that can. All right. So that tree is the vine. The vine. The branches is supposed to be producing apples. It hadn't done it maybe twice since we've been here. After that episode, it hasn't grown since. It did a little bit last year. All right. So he says, you're the branches. Whoever abides in me. And whoever. It said, whoever. He said, whoever. It didn't matter if it was Jew. It didn't matter who was Romans. It didn't matter if he was a thief. It didn't matter if he was just whatever the bad stuff we have done. He said, whoever abides in me. Your whole character changes because it's what's flowing through the vine. flows through the branches. And you will live and have the characteristics of what's flowing through him. All right? He it is that bears much fruit. You bear much fruit because what's flowing through you. Lives will be changed. People will be changed. People will be drawn to you. Birds and stuff. When that tree is full of stuff, fruit, birds, insects, and all be wearing it out because it's bearing much fruit. And it's showing that it's much alive. That's what happens even in our lives. He says, for apart from me, you and I can do absolutely nothing. Now, as I said earlier, can you live in the earth? Yes. Will you be fulfilled? No. Will you be satisfied with money and stuff as we learned on last week? No. You won't. Because he said silver and gold, Sister Jackie read it, I don't know how many times, maybe 10 or more. Silver and gold, he said, all of it's mine. And then I added on, the earth is his, the fullness of the world and they that dwell therein. I said, I even added, he said, the cattle upon 1,000 hills are mine. So all of it's his. He said, the earth is mine. We are his. But what's so amazing about us that we have the power to choose that I don't want to be separate. Now, I'll pull this thing apart, though. I don't want to be connected to him. And so our lives will show it, that we are always living separate from him. It shows it. It's like we have this own cycle, our own little cycle that we have. Not just a family cycle. You have your own little cycle because we're not in him. And you see your whole lifestyle goes year after year, looks the same all the time. You get in the same place all the time. All the time. And you see it, but we don't change it. And it's because we're not connected to him. Because this bad boy right here, this muscle right here, boy, but when it learns something, it just learns it. And it learns it good. It learns bad habits. Well, it learns good habits. Well, it does. It does. And whatever we feed it, that's how you'll act. Whatever we put in the eye gates and the ear gates and on the mouth and all that touching, it's gonna remember, and it's gonna, I want that. It's gonna want it. Him. We gotta want him. Him, all right? And he says about him, I love taking, and I'm going to share that. I wrote it down. Taking a permanent residence in God's covenant, his covenantal affection. He has, it's not just, it's affection. It's a covenant. And the covenant means to cut. So he's made a way for us to abide in him by him cutting the covenant, in which back then they had the animals that went with the stone, and he spoke, and it says sometimes you read, and his spirit was upon them, but when his spirit was in them, it made a change within the people, because they would make a change, and that's how they built the tabernacle, because the two boys, the spirit will be in them. And then as the elders that Moses had, it says he put the spirit of Moses in them. When he's upon us, it's just using it as an instrument, and then like Lee was on the drums, he was just on the drums. He wasn't in the drums. He was just on the drums. You understand? So he got off the drums. If the drums were in him and he was in the drums, he'd be playing the drums even over there. That makes sense? All right? So he says, abide in me. Abide in me, and you. Without me, you can do nothing. It's like we're intertwined together. And so wherever I go, he goes. That's a commercial, I think. Wherever I go, he goes. My bunny, or something like that. Or my buddy. Is it a buddy doll? Yeah, my buddy doll. I'm sorry. I was carnal for me. But he's my buddy. Wherever I go. I think, is it Cabbage Patch Kids? Okay. I think Nika had them. For a good while. That's the only reason I know about them. So without me, you can do nothing. Verse 6. Oh, let me finish reading that about the abiding love. Abiding love remains intimately connected, setting down in a a secure, unbreakable relationship. It's unbreakable because I'm in him. And I don't know how when you get in him, it says, taste and see that he is good. Blessed or happy is the man who trusts in what he says. Yeah, trust in what he says. Trust in him. All right, so you're going to be happy. You make me what? Happy. He makes us happy when we trust. And so that relationship is, when I see him, I abide. My life is all about him. My whole life is just about him. How I choose to do, the things I buy, where I live, the people I hang around, it's all about him. Because it's in him that I live, it's in him that I move, it's in him that I have my being. I'm not going to use my body for no more wrong anymore, because it's a secure, intimate relationship. It's a covenant to where he's made it so that he cut himself so I can have this closeness with him. And he was telling them all this in this setting, even though I'm paraphrasing in a certain way. But he's telling all that in this setting, all right? All right? So the word is Yashab, which is Y-A-S-H-A-B, means to dwell. And then that's what it means. Y-A-S-H-A-B means to dwell. And then there's another word means ahavad, which deals with covenant. Well, let me spell that one. A-H-A-V-A-H. A-H-A-V-A-H. A-H-A-V-A-H, which means a covenant love. Covenant love. We didn't make the covenant love, he did. All right? So, true love is active. True love is alive. It's alive. All right? It really is alive. That's why he says, if you love me, or because you love me, you will want to keep my words. Because my words is not like thou shalt not, all that like that. It's fact. Because you love me, you're not going to do this to your neighbor. Because you love me, you're going to remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Because you love me, you're not going to let my name or my character look like you're taking it in vain and make it look empty, because you love me. And so that's when you abide in him, when you abide in him, I don't know if I'm making this plain, but when you abide in him, your actions is going to look like this, like these green things, these green leaves here. When you don't abide in him, you're going to look like this. And I'm telling you, you're going to look like this. That's why that's why people can go back and pick up the old habits and stuff, because you really, I'm sorry, but you're not connected, or the persons are not connected to him. But when you're connected to him, it's a secure and it's an intimate love that you desire. It has nothing to do with because I go to a certain church. Because the pastor, Levi, our pastor, whoever may be, it's because that you are connected to him. And that true love is active. And it's not about like, oh, Father this, Father give me a no. It's like, now I'm going to show you how much I love you today. I'm going to give to the poor. I'm going to do this, blah, blah, blah. And you come, because love gives. Love is the way. You ever heard that song by Commission? It brings a brand new day. It changes hopeless faith, and it eases the pain. I know love is the key. All right? So love is the way. It's a good song back in the day. All right. So if anyone does not abide, verse 6, abide in me, is thrown away like a branch and withers. When we look, what good is this anymore? Look, y'all, look. What good is this? Why are we keeping it? Go throw it away. Seriously, go. Just throw it away, my trash can. Go away. What good is it? It's not any good. What good is it? We have to, it's sort of thrown away. And the branches are gathered. Wait, hold on. We got two more. Nikki, we got two more. The branches, I should have finished reading. The branches are gathered together in verse 6, verse 8, and are thrown into the fire. Oh, we should get that torch and burn that bad boy up. And they're burned. Now, the one that's been for 5 weeks, it'll light up fast, won't it? Because it's turned brown. It doesn't life in the one that looked like it fell off today, I think, it's got more life in it. It looks like it's going to be all right. No, but it has disconnected itself from the vine. Look how our lifestyles are. Look how our life is. Look at what we listen to. Look what we watch. Look what with the words and how sometimes we want to say the bad words or words that are demeaning to someone or put people down. Or you have this unforgiving spirit that when what flows through him does not do that. It gets it right quick. You want to get it right and you know you're human. And you fail, you're going to get it right because you just don't want to disappoint him. Because it's a relationship. It's a relationship. It's intimate. It's an intimacy. It's intimacy that goes on. And you know what? You just don't put anybody in your space in life to hinder that. You just don't. You don't put Beyonce, you don't put Van Halen. I'm sorry, I don't know, and those people they force me to list them on the bus. But you don't do it. You don't put unforgiveness, you don't put hatred, bitterness. You don't want to do that. You don't want those emotions, anger, jealousy, envy, covenants. I want your wife. She might be single, but I want her. I mean, that's how people do. And that's because it's not, don't want to do, when you love him, you keep your focus on him and how he behaves. And the thing about it is, and I think it's in Jeremiah chapter 31, he says, you won't have a neighbor to say, know the Lord, because he will teach you how to know him. He teaches you how to know him. He'll show you, leave Brother Darren's wife alone and go for this other one. He'll do that. And you won't have to have no chaos to teach you that. No experience. He'll just show you. Hoping that he dies so he can have her. No, I'm serious. That stuff happens. Seriously. And you wait patiently in line. Lord, I'm just telling you. But that's not how he works. Because let's read on. He says, if you abide in me and my words, if my words abide in you, my words is not the stories about Jacob, Abraham, and Isaac and Samson. That's not his words. Those are stories. The words is how this intimate relationship that you're abiding in him keeps you connected to him. It says, if my words abide in you, ask whatever you wish, and it will be done to you because you're abiding in him. So even your son, you ask, you're abiding in him and you know it's going to happen because either he'll show you it's going to happen or he'll show you something else because you're abiding in him. He doesn't keep us, our Father doesn't keep us blind because of the relationship. Lee knows how I think. He was telling me, I know how you and Daddy, grandfather he was called. I know how y'all are because I've been around you. I know how you think. So when I'm asking him something, you know what he likes to do? He'll hurry up and get off the phone because he don't want me to go into his thought process. You understand? Yeah. So those people who are close to you know you try to shut them off. Woo! So what happens, this is what happens. You would disconnect yourself from people who know you. And know means to be intimate with you. You would disconnect. And that's how relationships don't last long. That's why you're by yourself. Because you don't know them. They're disconnected and they've stopped showing themselves to you. and you did vice versa. So you might have been the one begging. After a while, the vines get disconnected, and there's no more relationship. So you can't ask what you will, and it will be done. It'd be like, I don't want to give you nothing. I don't want to help you no more. I'm out. That's what happens. But he says, if you're in me, you can ask what you will. And the thing about it, he says, you know how we read that scripture, I think it's in Psalms 37, it says, delight yourself in the Lord or Yahuwah, and he will give you what? The desires of your heart. You ever heard that? What's so awesome is that we don't see what really the verse says this, that when you abide in him, you're not going to be asking about yourself. Your desires become his desires. And all that changes. And so you're going to want what he wants because he's showing you what he wants. He's showing you what's best for your life. Oh, we just be picking up any and everybody and any and everything. We just do it. We do it. You know why we do it? Because we're not abiding in the vine. And the vine is trying to show us this is not the way. Yeah. And he talks right here. So he writes on the skull. Oh, excuse me, not on the skull. He writes on your heart, your brain. He writes, let me get the female, get her ready. He writes on male and female. He shows us. He said, by this my Father is glorified. He shows us that if you bear much fruit, and so prove, you so prove that you are his learner. Because my life, I'm not producing the things of the world, Brother Shannon. I'm living for him. And I'm living for him. I would disconnect the things that are not like him automatically because he's teaching me in Jeremiah 31. I would teach you to know me. He said that. You won't have a neighbor to have, though we do come for pastorship and stuff like that and teaching. Cool, that's good. But it should be a lot of times that it's just a confirmation of what he's already been showing you by the time you got here. Y'all understand what I'm saying? It's not brand new. Hey, it's not brand new. It's just, oh, he told me that the other day when I was in prayer. Oh, he showed me that while I was walking and talking to him in prayer. He talked to me. He talks to me. He's showing me. Yes, that's when he's showing you and talking to you. That's when you know. That's when you know you're in him. Abiding in him. You just ain't gonna give your life and your body up for stuff. You're just not gonna do it. You hold on. Don't you ever let go. Let my Jesus lead you. I guarantee he knows the way to go. I wish I could really sing right. All right. So we got a few. So Sister T, can you get John chapter 5, verse 19? Nick, if you can get John 8, verse 28. Sister Cheryl, if you can get John chapter 14, verse 10. And then Lexi, if you get John chapter 14, verse 31. And then Sister C, if you get John, we're just going to stay in John chapter 12, verse 49. All right, let's read on where I'm at in 15. As the Father has loved me, so have I loved you. Abide. Stay. Oh, I forgot. I meant to use the word stay. Stay in my love. Stay in my permanent residence. Because staying in the vine is the vine is the love. That's what it is. He says, if you love me and you love your neighbor, if you do these two things, he says you've done them all. So love is he's divine. He's straight love. He's gracious, full of compassion. He's slow to anger. He's of great mercy. He has a steadfast covenant love that's you can't even break it. You can't break it. And you see him. You'll see. You know how sometimes we be praying and we don't really know what the answer is going to be. But out there, I think we sing so. I prayed in Jesus' name and my faith, the answer came. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. He's in what? Answering God. That's what we say. He's going to answer and show you because you're connected to him. Yes. Yeah. When I get, I'll stay there. That's why I'm trying my best to get it to some and get back. I was doing it in the beginning when we was at Love Assembly. When Pastor Reggie had me going there, and we would just sit there. I think we would hold hands and pray first. Oh, excuse me. Listen to him. We wouldn't say nothing. We lock arms in a circle. It's me, Sister Jackie, Sister Hope, and the elder and his wife, and Knox. That's all it was, wasn't it? And we would just sit there in a circle and just hold it. We just hold it and listen. Just listen to him. And that's why I'm trying my best to show you guys. We got to take time out to listen to him. Just don't we do all the talking, and then well, what did you? That's why we don't know what he said. We had no idea because we think as long as we say in Jesus' name, they go, Amen. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. It's just wrong. It's a relationship. It's not. He said, I dream a genie. He's not a genie. He's a relational person. And I'm teaching that. I'm showing you right there that it's all relationship. And you have to abide in him. He became man. He became man. He became just like us. And he lets us know that you can have the fact that you was taking time out to talk to him when you was bothered at work and you felt a release. Was you talking to him and telling him what was going on in your head? That's the only reason why. And did he not show you anything how you should be to conduct yourself? That's how he does. Because he says, you don't have to have nobody to teach you. I will show you. Jeremiah chapter 31 through 33. Read it. Because his spirit, his breath is his voice. His words is him. His words, he said, if my words abide in you, I meant to use stay. If my words stay in you, that means what he has showed you stay. The things, this is how it's going to happen. I'm just using an example. You and Quintero, how y'all always would love and how y'all would be. After a while, I'm just going to use an example. You start abiding in him. The way y'all used to act, you ain't going to like it no more. Because he'll start showing you a better way, and he'll surround you by people who are maturing in him. And y'all's conversation won't be the same. For real, I'm just using for example. That's how it goes. And you'll grow apart because you start to abide in him. You understand what I'm saying, y'all? Yeah. So, and it could be in the same room. It could be that the people at work. You don't put up with the foolishness. You can't listen because you're starting to abide in him. You turn on the stuff that you used to listen to, and it bothers you. It convicts you. Because like he said, the Holy Spirit, which is his breath, he says, I come to reprove sin in the world and give judgment and all. And that word reprove means to convict you and then convince you that you're supposed to be doing better. That's what he said. He convicts you. And then he convinces you that we got to do better. Why? Because he's in you. He's in you. And there's a permanent, he does not only just make a permanent residence in him. We make a permanent residence in him too. So we abide in him. He said, if you stay with me, I'll stay with you. Intertwined. Yes. That's what he says. He says, if you stay with me, Shirley, I'll stay with you. Don't worry about all the other stuff. Sometimes, when we sing on stuff, we like to feel like I'm just as lonely. Oh, and that's how we feel sometimes. Sometimes we're being married to be lonely. I'm just being honest. But we feel like we're lonely. But he says, if you stay with me, he'll show you how to live in the earth. He'll show you how your whole day is going to go before you start your day. He'll show you that. He'll show you what to say. He'll show you don't make that phone. He'll show you every little thing. Because remember, it's a relationship. He's making a permanent. So he's involved in it. So he's not going, because the fact that we want to stay with him, he's going to stay with us. He ain't going to lead us into no foolishness. Because he's not foolish. Foolishness leads to death. Wisdom gives you life. Oh, hey, that's what happens. Get understanding. That's what he said. All right. So, I got to get that. Oh. So verse 10 says, if you keep my words, I know it says commandments, but other versions says words. If you keep my words, you will abide in my love. If you guard my words, you abide in my love, you'll be a lover. And people will be drawn to you, and they'll see that you're consistent. You hear, you're so consistent. You're so committed. You're committed to him. You're committed to his ways. It should be known. We should not be known for our smart ways or someone saying that, because of what they're saying is they see the fruit of what's in you when they're saying things like that. You understand? They'll see, when they see that gracious and you're loving, you come in, they'll start saying, oh, that's the fruit. That's the fruit. That's fruit. But when they think you're a smart aleck and all that, you're unforgiving, why are you so sarcastic? That's the fruit. That's the thing that's running in you. That's the stuff that's running in you. You're connected to something else and not him. You understand what I'm saying to you? And so he's not like that. He was reviled, but he reviled not. Well, all the stuff that was done to him, he didn't go back and do it. He said, when someone smacks you, he said, give him the other cheek. Say, you want this one? That's really that's the kingdom way. But you think it's like, oh no, ain't nobody gonna be doing that to me. When we do it like that, it breaks them down, not you. But say, go the extra mile with them. Go the extra mile with them. You say it. That's the thing about this. Here's the thing. You're saying, do you want me to walk another mile with you? It's not them asking you to walk a mile. They ask you the first mile. But then you're saying, do you want me to walk another one? It breaks it. The kingdom says it does the work in them. It causes them to change because he's flowing through you. He's flowing through you. Understand what I'm saying to you? All right, let's go. John chapter, who's got 5:19? I don't know who. John chapter 5, verse 19. All right. So let me say this. Just as I have kept my Father's commandment, abide in his love. Abide in his true active love. Abide in his covenant love. Abide, stay, remain, dwell in this unbreakable relationship. Do y'all remember that when I caught the church almost on fire? And we had the metal that was in that pot, the crucible. And we thought, well, I thought that the metal was supposed to burn. But it did not. It just, the more heat we put on it, the longer it just would not burn. All right, it's like that. This unbreakable relationship with him. So when I've gone through the fire and I've been through the flood, I've been broken into pieces. Bow, 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 bow. All right, so, but through it all, what? I remember that he loves me and he cares. And he what? Would never put more on me than I can bear. So the relationship with him is unbreakable. Because I want to say, here's the reason why. Sister T's going to read John chapter 5, verse 19.
So Jesus said to them, truly, truly, I say to you, the Son can do nothing of his own accord, but only what he sees the Father do.
All right, so I know we'd be like, oh, it's just a story, all that. He says the Son, he's talking about himself. I can do nothing except for what he shows me how to live in the earth. Because he's connected to the vine. So everything he does, he says, because the Father is showing me. That's every day. So he already knew when he went to sleep on the boat. No, we just read the story. And we be preaching about the stories. And we just preach because we're excited because we got some little Greek and Hebrew understanding. Oh, shush it. What about the day-to-day relationship that he wants us to see about that? He already knew that he was going to calm the rain. Do you know the man? Y'all know that song? Okay, you don't know it. Do you know the man? My Uncle James used to sing it. Do you know the man from Galilee? Well, he walked out on the waters. He calmed the raging seas. I said, do you know the man from Galilee? You know what, Sister Jack? Yeah. Yes, and they'll say, yes, I know the man. Yeah, I know him. But do we know him on a daily basis? So he already knew that he was going, when he was on that boat, they came and woke him up. He said, my God, Lord, y'all just see me feed 5,000 people. What in the world? And he said, oh, ye of little, he said, what's your faith that you did? You just see me do something. So now you can't see me. You can't see me do this. Or you can't believe it. As a matter of fact, they could have calmed the raging sea. Because he says, where's your faith in me? You understand what I'm saying to you? So he already knows. He teaches us how to be. So on a daily basis, if we see we're ourselves going to go buy some wrong stuff, you know, something wrong, something. Oh my, he didn't show you that. Or you about to say the wrong thing or go do the wrong thing. He didn't show you that. He says, everything I do, my Father has shown me to do, the way I act. Because it's an intimate relationship on a day-to-day basis. All right, let's go. Who's got John chapter 8, verse 28? All right, read that, please. What have I been taught? I just told y'all that you can read Jeremiah chapter 31, you know, Ezekiel as well, 37. He tells us whatever he's taught me. The only way you're going to see is when I'm lifted up anyway, because you're not trying to understand me. He said, but everything that I do, I've been taught by my Father, because he said, if you abide in me, my words abide in you, you abide in the Father, he'll show you, because he's connected to you. You're in him. Now, I don't know if I'm making it seem like this is a hard thing to do. No, it's talking about love. When we start loving on people, giving to the poor, helping and it becomes your lifestyle, and you're gracious, you're full of compassion, you're slow down, you're showing mercy. With someone who needs, he'll tell you buy the person's food in the line or something like that. He'll do stuff like that. He'll pay for the person's gas. He'll do stuff. He'll show you that. That's not normal to do. He'll show you that. Because it's called his covenant love that he has with you. So he knows what's going on within the person, so he'll just use you as an instrument to show love to the person. Am I making sense to you? So you have to abide in him. And that's how we'll see the world different and behave different. Because he's gracious. You'll be gracious, full of compassion. You'll be full of compassion, slow to anger. You will be slow to anger and not be going off. Because when you go off and act angry and stuff, he says, then you're ruled by another spirit, and you're like a city without no walls, and anything comes in and you act like that. Whatever comes through to you, that's how you're going to act. Because you're not guarded. Because it just receives everything. When you see people going off, throwing pots and pans, doing like this, walking out. Do you remember I did that one time? That was done in my life. I'm like, what the? Just, why? What's the purpose of, I'm so sick of it. What? It was brand new to me. I had never, doing people do it. People do it just within the family, not just in a relationship. They be slamming doors and stuff. You about to break my door. And my glass and stuff like that. Throwing stuff. My mom said, when people throw stuff, that means they're crazy. How you going to throw your own stuff that you bought and you breaking it? That don't make no sense. Does it make sense? That's how she taught us. All right. Go ahead, sister. Who's got John? Oh, did you finish reading John chapter 8? Okay, who's got John chapter 14, verse 10? Anybody? All right. All right. He said, do you believe that I'm in the Father and the Father in me? His words, him, his speech. Go ahead. The things I say, the behavior, the way I act, it doesn't come. it's all comes because he's showing me how to act towards you. You remember they were constantly telling him, you tell us who you are. Tell us. You know, I'll be swearing all this kind of stuff. He didn't say that. He had nothing to prove. When they come against his reignship, then he would say what he had to say. But this is not a story I'm trying to tell you. I'm saying this is how we're supposed to behave on a daily basis. All right? Am I helping you today or am I boring you? Okay, I hope I'm not boring you. All right? John chapter 12, verse 49. Anybody have that? I can't remember who Yes. Lacey, what do you have? 1431? Okay. Go ahead. See. I'm not. Okay. He keeps saying, I'm showing you when we abide in his love. The way our action is all about him. All in him. It's all in him. The fullness of y'all know that song? It's all in him. It's all in us too. When you abide in him, he'll show you. All right, read on. The Father who sent me.
He gave me a commandment.
Uh-huh.
What should I say and what I should speak?
Am I making sense of what I read today? What I say. But you gotta abide in him. And if we're not abiding in him, we're not acting like him. We just not. Just let it. It's not. And it says the way of a transgressor is hard. It says the person who transgresses is hard. And it say nothing about the righteous. And it say about nobody who's abiding in the divine. It says someone who transgress the lifestyle is hard. Oh, you can be around the pot, and you when we say it's hard, it's because you're not connected. But when you connect to him, it's easy. It's just easy because he said, my yoke is easy and my burden is light. All right, John chapter 14, verse 31. The world's going to know that I love the Father because the things I say and the things I do. The world's going to know. I think another scripture, a verse that we read, that is going to show that the love that we have for him shows that we are his disciples. Yes, and that we're his learner. Oh, my God, we should be standing on the mountain and hear the voice of God. The thunder. I was talking about that. As the Father gave me commandment. Even what? So as the Father gave me the words, I do them. All right, I just gave you Jeremiah chapter 31, verses 31, Jeremiah chapter 31, verses 31 to 33. It tells us the covenant, how he's going to do, and that you don't have to have nobody to teach you to be right with him. He would teach you to be right with him, but you got to be in the vine. And then it should be consistently, Sister T, I'm telling you, it should be so that anytime we come to a service or a meeting with him, that he's already confirmed what he's already said to you. It's not brand new. All right? Are y'all following what I'm saying? It's not brand new. Nothing. It should not be brand new. But what he'll do, he'll say, I'll bring all things back to your remembrance, what I said to you, probably in a dream or something. And like, oh, I got it now. Yes. Because he's showing you. He'll show you how to be a good wife. He'll show you how to be a good husband. He'll show you how to be a good friend. And he'll show you how to be a good mother. He'll show you how to be a good father. He'll show you how to just be like him, period. He'll just show you to be like him. And you will so desire whatever relationship that it is, you want to be the best. Because he's gracious, full of compassion, slow to anger, and of great mercy. And things he showed. Did you finish reading? Arise, let's get up out of here. And it's time for them to go. It's time to go. Because he was getting them ready for his leaving. He was getting them ready for him to leave. All that whole setting, all that whole conversation for John chapter 13 was in a room after dinner and all that. And he was getting them ready for his death, that I'm leaving you. So he was telling them, you just got to abide what my words that I've given to you. And my word's going to remain in you. My joy, not your joy, but my joy is going to remain in you. And what I've showed you. of who I am. And he'll show you who he is. And he'll show you on a daily basis. He'll show you when you're playing a game. He'll show you. He'll let you know you're spending too much time with this. He'll say that. He'll say those things like that. And you'll be thinking, oh, it's just me talking. No. It's him saying that to you. And then after a while, if we don't feel no conviction and stuff anymore, then you be like, shake yourself. Did he leave me? Don't leave me. You remember, y'all know the Wanda song that says that? Okay. This is the Wanda song, don't leave me. Don't leave me. If you ever left me, I couldn't make it, no. We couldn't make it without him. That's the truth. You can live, but you're not going to be. We read in Ecclesiastes last week. You just won't be satisfied. You keep, and you have all this abundance, but you just won't be satisfied because you're not abiding in the vine. The vine. All right. All right. All right. Are we any questions or anything? I mean, not questions. Excuse me.